A very good o'clock, dear students. Here I am Nikita ma'am, your geography teacher. Students, today we are going to discuss about the problems and prospects of the tourist industry in India. We'll see what are the problems tourism is facing in the country and what are the prospects of development that should be looked upon. Okay, so basically the progress in India has been good since 1950s, but still the pace of development is very slow as compared to the other developed or developing countries. Okay, and this has been very slow if compared to the earnings from foreign tourists, that is in comparison to China, Indonesia, Philippines, these have good earnings, but in India there's only 1020 million US dollar earning by the foreign tourist. Okay, so the reasons for such a sad state of affair are quite obvious. It means there are many reasons which are very general, basic. Development of tourism depends upon, integrated with the infrastructure development, that is the development of national highway, international highway, railway, ports, civil aviation, telecommunication, hotel accommodation, all the facilities which are related to the tourism. Okay, they should be simultaneously developed in order to augment the number of tourists visiting the country. Inadequacies of such infrastructural facilities adversely affect tourism. Tourism is affected very adversely when these facilities are not up to the mark. Okay, India also has an inability to sell its effectively rich tourist potential. Although we can see India is diverse in terms of geographic as well as monumental as well as other places of tourism, but it's unable to sell its rich tourist potential. It should market itself. There should be more marketing of the Indian tourism as India's potential of tourism should be designated, should be represented as to be cost effective and having great variety. Okay, satisfaction of tourists is another important point to be looked out for the growth of tourism industry. A dissatisfied tourist is the worst advertisement ever that can be done from the word of mouth. Okay, it means by the word of mouth, whatever you'll say, it will have a great impact on the other tourist. Okay, so if we depart a good message from the country, from the side of the tourist, then it will be a good publicity by itself. Okay, apart from infrastructural development, tourism also requires an environment of peace and stability. Okay, it means that there should be not there should not be an environment of threat in the country. Okay, like any country, if we see Afghanistan, okay, there's a rule of Taliban right now. So would anyone like to visit that country? Obviously no. There's an environment of fear, threat. Okay, so there should be a political stability in the country. Okay, there should be no violence. There should be a state of rest. Okay, free from violence. So unfortunately one part of the other country is hit by band. There are many strikes in the form of labor union or any other kind of community leads to strike. Ethnic clashes are there, religious clashes are there. Okay, this all adversely affect the tourism. Okay, epidemics such as plague and dengue fever. So basically sanitation, hygiene is also a very important part of tourism. Okay, it's surprising that many small size countries are well developing in this field, right? Like Malaysia, Indonesia, Hong Kong, Singapore, they attract tourists more as compared to India. Okay, even in terms of quality, the diminutives like Maldives and Bhutan, they present an appreciable model of sustainable tourism by integrating environment and tourism. Okay, Bhutan is a good example of tourism. It's a very good place, it is because of the government of that country, right? Although tourism is a responsibility of the state government, the central government lends all help to develop tourism. Okay, the central government lend all kind of help to the state government for the development of tourism. India Tourism Development Corporation, ITDC, this was established in October 1966, and the Department of Tourism is extending financial assistance for improving tourism infrastructural facilities in the states like the Yatri Niwas, the tourist lodges, wayside facilities like restaurants, cafeterias, and transports, bungalows, etc. It's also extend financial assistance for adventure sports activities. Okay, tourist transport, tended accommodation, etc. All these things should be developed with the help of finances. Travel Trade and Tourist Service Division of the Department of Tourism is helping the travel trade, both national and international. Okay, and there have been many steps in this regard. Okay, main thrust during 8th 5-year plan in the development of tourism has been first the development of selected tourist places. Okay, then second, diversification from culture oriented tourism to holiday and leisure tourism. Yeah, the thing that I was telling, that the countries, the small countries which are a good tourist destination nowadays, like we studied Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Hong Kong, Singapore, these are the countries which are attraction for a great number of tourists for spending good luxurious holidays, like, okay, but India has very few places like this, where the people of rich class can come and have a good leisure time, have a good luxurious holidays. Okay, the main tourist spot in India are either of the scenic beauty, that is geographical places mainly, or others are the places of religious importance. Okay, so it needs a shift from this ethnic or religious point of tourism towards the luxurious one point. Okay, next is restoration of exploring new markets in regions and countries having cultural affinity. Okay, so market sources should also be identified. Development of trekking, winter sports, wildlife and beach resort tourism. Okay, there should be a variety, there should be entertainment in tourism. Okay, then restoration of national heritage projects, national heritage projects should also be restored. Launching of national image building and marketing plans in the key markets. Okay, some advertisement should also be launched. Then providing inexpensive accommodation in different tourist centers, there should be inexpensive accommodation in the country. Improving services efficiency in public sector corporation. Public sector corporation should also improve the service efficiency and streamlining of facilitation procedure of airports. Okay, airports should also be improved further. Indian Railway recognized role in tourism. Launching of Rajdhani Shatabdi trains is a good step towards it. Palace on Wheels is already existing in Rajasthan, working in Rajasthan. Another special tourist train, that is Orient Express, has been launched in Gujarat. And one more will be introduced covering the temple towns of Tamil Nadu. Okay, another projects also have been in the list. Lands for about 100 hotels project have also been separated near the railway stations. Okay, for providing good accommodation and increasing the number of accommodation for the tourists in the country. Then what is the relation between tourism and environment? Let us see what is the relation between tourism and environment. The unplanned and unrestricted growth of tourism has a detrimental effect on environment. Okay, if the tourism is also developed in an unplanned way, or unrestricted way, then it will pose a threat to the environment, because almost all the places are located in the natural sphere of the environment, right? Tourist places. So India, as elsewhere in the world, is distinctly urban oriented rather than being spread over the countryside. The tourism in India is basically urban spread. Okay, this is due to the fact that urban center provide necessary infrastructure facilities and wider choices of facilities. Okay, there's a lack of appreciation of the holistic approach to tourism. It means there's no holistic approach to the tourism development. It takes into account the linkages between environment and pressure of tourist. Okay, मतलब जो रिलेशन होना चाहिए एनवायरनमेंट और टूरिस्ट प्रेशर के बीच में, वो भी जो है उसका भी ध्यान नहीं रखा जाता है. ओके, the popular tourist centers are groaning around the pressure of annual visitors and quite often facing difficult situations. The number of visitors is increasing day by day in the tourist places, and that's leading to a pressure of annual visitors. Okay, the unplanned and unchecked growth of tourists deprives from them original charm and ultimately proves disastrous. Okay, this is what's happening to some places in India like Shimla, Missouri, Darjeeling, that the number of tourists is rising day by day, but the facilities in turn are not increasing accordingly या proportionately. Okay, और या फिर ज़्यादा जो growth हो रही है उन centers पर, वो उनके natural beauty को destroy कर रही है. It's becoming more artificial rather than natural, right? So constructions and area of tourism spot is covered by commercial construction and even by industries. Some areas are covered by industries which has a fatal effect on them, like the Taj Mahal at Agra, Meenakshi temple at Madurai, Lingaraj temple in Bhubaneswar, palace in Udaipur. These are examples of this nature where much of the original beauty and charm is lost due to unplanned constructions around them. Okay, So, though many environments are endowed with great tourist potential, they are delicately balanced, and large-scale unplanned expansion of tourism in such area often manifests itself in the problems of serious environmental concern. It means that the places which are very rich in tourist activities, if unplanned growth is not controlled, then they will turn to disastrous places. Like therefore, environment and infrastructural development should be taken together. Okay, it should be taken care of, that both go hand in hand. Okay, emphasis should be on the threshold development, keeping in view carrying capacity of a given environment, and in other words, growth and development of tourism industry should be environmental friendly. Okay, so this is known as soft tourism nowadays. The development of this concept, that is environment sustainability with the growth of tourism, is known as soft tourism. So with a view to improve tourism and at the same time taking care of the environment, the central and state government are coming forward with new development plans. Okay, so that's all about the chapter tourism. Do let me know if you have any doubts. Thank you.